What is up, my peepholes? This is your guy, Cly, and it's time for a little DIY. Today's project is going to be very simple and very nerdy. This one goes out to all of the tabletop gamers watching, and I just want to apologize in advance to my fellow compulsive dice collectors because I'm about to feed your addiction. What we're going to be doing is bringing my dice storage bin into shot from a previous video, and I will be modifying these two dice sets right here. But let me tell you really quickly why I'm modifying those dice. It was all inspired by this set right here. This is my favorite set when it comes to color combination. I am a sucker for light green and black. So when I got this set, which cost me about $250 on AliExpress, I decided I needed a palette swap. A symmetrical twin, if you will. So, what I did was order a metallic gray, because you really can't find a good metallic black, but I got a metallic gray set, and I repainted the numbers to a metallic green. Admittedly, Chessex does make a set similar to this, with about 50-50 dark gray and sort of black swirls, and really bright, garish, matte green numbers. Honestly, I'm not a fan. And plus, I didn't want to spend $10 on the set when I paid $1.25 for the base of these, and I already had the paint on hand. So, I started with a set like this, ended with a set like this. It was a good day. Anyway, back on topic, what I'm going to be doing is taking the blue set and giving it metallic yellow numbers, and the metallic yellow set and giving it metallic blue numbers. Pretty straightforward, like I said. If you're wondering why I'm going with this color combination, that all comes down to the fact that I am a huge Fallout fanboy. And while I have more time in the 3D Fallouts, I know, heresy to all of the purists out there, I'm more of a fan of New Vegas than 4, but 4 was good in my opinion, I will say it. Except for Garvey. I leave him in the castle. I have not played much of the 2Ds or isometrics, depending on how you want to refer to them. But I do own every single game in the series, including the one we don't talk about. There's actually a reference to that one in one of my previous videos. I'll link to the video now and see if you can find it. Anyway, enough rambling on. Let me pull in the shot and get started with the paint job. So there's a few different ways you can go about changing the colors of the numbers on your dice. I'm a big fan of acrylic paint, especially metallic or in this case, pearlescent paint. Side note, it's obnoxiously hard to find metallic or pearl yellow. You're pretty much only going to find gold. Only Michaels carried this and one other, which is a color shift. Not really a fan in this application though, so I'm going to just stick with the pearl. You could also go with crayons, which is the traditional method, or permanent markers. Actually get a good coverage, especially if you use a fine-tipped one. I see that all the time at game science booths at conventions. However, don't use nail polish unless you have a really fine brush and trust your hand, because there's some kind of solvent in the polish itself that kind of etches out part of the die, so use that at your own risk. I definitely am sticking with the acrylic paint. Along with the acrylic paint, you're going to need a paintbrush and a paper towel just to clean up, because there's one trick that I use that a lot of people don't think about. Most of the sources I've found talk about using acrylic paint and then a paper towel or a cotton swab to clean off the excess. I like to use my finger. I've found the cotton swab and or the paper towel tends to dip in too far and you pretty much lose all of your coverage. So what I do, just get a nice big glob of paint on my brush and dab it on. Just get a nice big just glob of it onto your die. There we go. Probably used a little bit more than I should have because I'm doing this through my viewfinder. There we go. That's It's really not that bad. Let that sit for a second and then just wipe away with my fingers. There we go. It sits nice and level when you're done. And what's going to happen is as the paint dries, it actually does a bit of a suction and fills in all of the crevices nice and neatly, kind of like that. I don't know if the camera's really picking it up. Let's just try to autofocus that in there. There we go. Hopefully color correction will make that pop. And that's really all there is to it. All that's left to do is to let this dry and then clean off the excess paint. Which, why don't I do that now? So the way I remove my excess paint, which I have a nice bit of excess on this D4, I found these are some of the sloppiest to work with. I use a toothpick. It provides a good bit of abrasion, while at the same time not damaging the resin on the die. Let's just go ahead and get in right like that. It will take a little bit of elbow grease to get all of it, but you'll be pleasantly surprised with the end results. Also, you might want to moisten your finger and just put a little on there for the especially difficult spots. There we go. Oh, I'm actually getting everything on camera. Nice. But that's really about it. I'll go finish up this dice set and I will be back with both of them completed. And that, my fine peepholes, is how I took a couple of die sets that I got for barely over $1 each on AliExpress and turned them into some really nice Fallout themed sets. Admittedly, I'm not the biggest fan of the yellow with blue numerals, though this lighting really does it justice with the shine. Guess it's all about the environment. I am, however, extremely fond of the blue with yellow numerals. I can see my Vault-Tec dice getting a lot of play in the future. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. If you dislike this video or feel I could have done something better, go ahead and leave a dislike. I don't mind. If you have any suggestions for future DIY projects, be they gaming or non, or you just want to say hello, feel free to leave a comment. I try to get back to everybody. If you want to see more DIY videos from me, I'll go ahead and have a playlist pop up around here somewhere. If you're new to my channel and you want to see more videos like this, or thrift hauls, cheap tech reviews, heck, maybe even the occasional weird food review, go ahead and subscribe. And until next time, this is your Guy Cly, signing off.